Welcome back! Let's talk about the Hurricanes versus the Lightning. These two teams have never faced each other in the playoffs so far, interestingly enough. During the regular season, they split it right down the middle, winning 4 apiece. Of course, Carolina took care of Nashville in 6 games. Tampa Bay did the same with Florida in the same amount. The Hurricanes outscored the Predators 22-16. The Lightning outscored the Panthers 24-17. Let's move on to special teams, starting with a power play. This is where the plot thickens, right? Now, Tampa Bay's second in the playoffs so far with a 40% success rate. Second. I'll let you guess who's first. Now, they were 8th during the regular season, and this is funny because Carolina is 8th in the playoffs with just over a 21% success rate. But they were second during the regular season. A little yin-yang there for you. And on the penalty kill, here we go. Carolina is second so far in the playoffs. Nashville didn't really have much of a power play, especially during the regular season, or ever, really. But they were third during the regular season, so that's not an aberration. Tampa Bay, though, were 13th in the playoffs on the PK, but 4th during the regular season. Florida being pretty good on the power play, so it'll be interesting to see how those set pieces work out. The face-off win percentage, Carolina's 6th in the playoffs, Tampa Bay's 10th. Shots per game, Carolina's 1st in the playoffs with over 42 shots in that Nashville series. Tampa Bay 13th with just over 31. Now, let's talk about the point leaders on each of these clubs, specifically those with 5+ points, so you know who to keep your eye on. Carolina's got 3 so far, and that's Araujo with 7, and then Nechas and Stahl with 5. More on those guys later. McGinn, Pesce, and Hamilton just missed out with 4. For Tampa Bay, they've got 5 players with 5+ points, and I'm talking about league-leading Kucherov with 11 in the playoffs. He really hit the ground skating there. Stamkos and Killorn and Hedman all have 8, and Point has 6. And then Cernak, McDonough, and Cirelli just missed out with 4. Now, goal leaders. The juicy part here. Those with 3+ goals so far on each of these clubs. Tampa's got 4. Point and Killorn have 4 goals apiece, and Stamkos and Kucherov have 3 goals apiece. Now for Carolina, they've got 3. Aho with 5, Stahl with 4, and McGinn with 3. Let's move on. Let's talk about goalie save percentage and goalies in general here. Vasilevsky is 8th so far in the playoffs with a .929 save percentage. Nedeljkovic is 11th with a .922. Both of these guys looking really good and both playing 6 games so far. Now, I got one more category here in which I separated the defense and the forwards, and I looked at the offense output for each of them. Starting with the defense with Carolina, they've got 11 points. Tampa Bay's got 18, and they're both equal in the plus-minus category there. From the forward standpoint, Carolina's got 37. Tampa's got 50 points. And the plus-minus are pretty similar there as well. Now, who do I think? I used to call this section the X Factor, but I'm calling it the wild card in this series. Starting with Carolina, it could be a number of players, right? Could be, could be Stahl, could be Nechas, who's got 2 goals and 5 points. Could be Aho, could be Nedeljkovic. I'm going to go with Svechnikov, who's been pretty involved all over the ice, but he's only got 1 goal and 3 points so far in this series. I think he's got more to give in that department. So when he clicks, he could be really effective for them and make a huge difference. For Tampa, Kucherov and Vasilevsky are the low-hanging fruit here. I'm going to go with Killorn, who is Mr. Swiss Army Knife, plays in all kinds of situations. And right now, he's got 4 goals and 8 points. He's been fantastic. Yeah. Now let's move on to what I used to call keys to the series, but now I'm going to call the X factors in this series, starting with the Hurricanes. First, their goaltending stability. Everyone's just waiting for Rob Brind'Amour to put Mrazek in there. When's Nedeljkovic, that's a hard one to say in one breath, going to falter? Is he going to falter? Their defenseman health. Now that Slavin is back, is he fully healthy? Because that was really big. I don't think they lost a game with him in the lineup. And for instance, he plays beside Hamilton. And without Slavin, Hamilton has just as many goals for as he has goals against when he's on the ice. With Slavin, the ice tilts. So it's especially, their top 4 guys are especially important in the series. Pesce's been doing really well too. And then the revival of their power play. It was so good being second during the regular season, and it slipped a bit in the playoffs. They need to refine their magic there. Now, for the Lightning, the X factors to this series, Hedman's health. I've mentioned this before, but a couple of playoffs ago against Columbus, when the Tampa Bay got swept, Hedman was playing injured in that series. So, and you can already see he's not playing the same kind of minutes so far. So he's muy importante, obviously. And then role players for this team, right? The Lightning can play any way you want to play. Fast, slow, hard checking, nasty, you name it, they can do it. And that's what makes them so versatile and so experienced. And then, of course, I think they want to finish this series as quickly as possible. I mean, who wouldn't? But especially with Hedman, who I just mentioned, if they can get him some rest, not to mention maybe a player like Stamkos, for instance, I think, Vasilevsky, I think that will be all huge because they definitely have the potential to go very far, right? Now, who do I pick to win this series? I can see Carolina doing this in like 7. Brind'Amour is such a great coach. Nedeljkovic's too much of an unknown, though, right? At this point, they have got a lot of great younger players. They're finally starting to score. This club wasn't able to do that maybe a couple seasons ago, and they're all coming of age now. The young ones, I mean. So, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough at this moment. I think Tampa's going to take this, and I could possibly say 5, but I'm going to go with 6. I know that's the boring number, but there you have it. Now, for those of you who skipped to the end of the video, who do I pick to win this series? I'm going to go with Carolina in 6 games because Brind'Amour is just a mad genius, and I think he's going to out-genius Cooper. That's all you need to know. Let me know who you're going to pick and in how many games and why down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on social media in the links in my description box down below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out, which will be about the Vegas and Avalanche series. And yeah, thanks again. Please be kind to each other out there, and I'll see you soon.